anybody get hurt from that?
Yeah, right there's a guy. I'm like dumb, dude. I tell you what.
Oh, my ear!
Here. Oh.
21-year-old Margot Mange was an ideal soldier. The former Colorado State soccer most valuable player proved herself in Iraq as a military police officer and a Humvee gunner. Eventually promoted to sergeant, she was loved by her fellow soldiers for her gung-ho attitude and ready smile. She was even featured in a CBS News story.
We need a litter!
Exactly the kind of soldier the U.S. Army likes to showcase.
Technically, you're not in combat.
Technically.
But just months later, Margot's Humvee was destroyed by an IED. Margot's head slammed into the gun turret. She was knocked out, and while she quickly came to, she just wasn't the same. And this was Margot, her face paralyzed by Bell's palsy.
Hi, I'm Eddie Gomez, president of the Mountain Hyperbaric Association for Brain Injuries. We're a 501c3 nonprofit organization that funds hyperbaric oxygen therapy for those suffering from a brain injury. One of our programs is Healing Our Heroes. Through this program, we fully fund hyperbaric oxygen therapy treatments for our veterans. We're the only program in the nation that also includes housing for our veterans who are coming to Louisville for treatments. Our condo consists of a 2-bedroom, 2-bath apartment, fully furnished by the Redistribution Center. And Randy Kelly, who's the executive director, also provides food for our veterans as they're staying here in Louisville. The condo also includes a full workout room and pool for our veterans. We're going to put Sean in the chamber today. We're going to put him down to 1.5 atmosphere for a treatment time of 60 minutes. Total treatment time is going to be about an hour and 20 minutes. 10 minutes for compression, 10 minutes for decompression. You ready for your treatment?
Kind of explain to me what you're doing now.
He's down at pressure now, so we're putting, having him put the hood on. And once he gets it sealed up, it'll fill with oxygen.
Okay.
Just about got it. Yeah. And then once it's still all around and pushed up there, then we'll put him on.
I'm retired Staff Sergeant Ian Newman with the United States Army. I was wounded in Baghdad, Iraq, 2006 by an enemy hand grenade. I'm going through hyperbaric oxygen treatment here in Boulder to help alleviate post-traumatic stress disorder and TBI symptoms. I suffer from chronic migraines, memory loss, enemy fragmentation hand grenade thrown inside of my Humvee in Baghdad, Iraq, 2006. I took over 50 pieces of shrapnel to my upper lower extremities as well as my face and head. I suffered from a traumatic brain injury.
For that, because I spent 10 months in Iraq before I got wounded by an IED. I was blown out of the vehicle when it detonated.
How far were you blown?
From what I've told, I don't remember any of it, but from what I was told, around 25 meters. I had a lot of other injuries, lots of broken bones, fractured vertebrae, and just all kinds of things. But my brain injury was really, once the bones healed, my brain injury that's the one thing that's, the VA and the Army doctors and nobody can really help me with. Headaches, memory loss is probably the biggest thing that I really notice. And even speaking with you now is difficult to articulate really how I want to say things, and I notice even with myself that I pause a lot.
Was that your only injury?
I sustained a lot of injuries in that IED blast.
How many?
It fractured my right knee, my pelvis in a couple of different places, fractured 13 vertebrae in my back, crushed my tailbone.
Was this the only one that you suffered?
It was the only direct hit.
You got others?
There were others.
How many others?
Several. Probably between 5 and 10.
How you feeling, Michael?
I'm excited.
My name is Ryan Fulmer. I am the founder and program director of the Rocky Mountain Hyperbaric Institute here in Louisville, Colorado. Wanted to introduce myself. I've also been a safety director for about 7 years, and the last time I checked, conducted about 16,000 treatments in my career. I wanted to briefly describe one of the effects of hyperbaric oxygen therapy to you, and that is the effect of angiogenesis or neovascularization. This is the effect that happens in the hyperbaric chamber when oxygen is delivered. What it does is it forms new capillaries into the brain, and this causes new blood flow to be delivered to the brain, which reduces swelling and activates idling neurons. And what the experts tell us is that after 20 sessions, these new capillaries are beginning to form, and they'll flow blood through them while they're in the chamber. And after 40 treatments, the blood will flow through these new capillaries when they're outside of the chamber in their daily lives. And this is when results are seen. In addition to our staff here in Louisville at the clinic, we work with our medical director, Dr. Julie Stapleton, MD.
As the medical director in the clinic, I'm involved with screening the patients. And what my goal is to make sure from our standpoint that they're a safe candidate to go into the chamber. It's really a very safe treatment, but it's important to make sure that they're well educated on what to expect and there aren't any potential risks or contraindications to treatment. So part of my role is providing that screening evaluation as well as being the first phase of the education process toward getting individuals in the chambers and getting them treated. And then as the treatment goes on, if there's any questions that come up requiring any kind of medical reevaluation, I'm available to do that on an ongoing basis.
I was very pessimistic when I came in. I'd heard and been through so many different treatments for PTSD and TBI, from laser light flash therapy to group session therapy, and I haven't been able to find anything that had any real results that would last longer than a week, besides you know, all the prescriptions that I've been prescribed by the Veterans Administration. And now I stand corrected. It has been proven to me that it is a valid. My last week of hyperbaric oxygen treatment here in Boulder with the Rocky Mountain Hyperbaric Chamber. I'm noticing massive improvements in my sleep. I haven't had to take any sleep meds in almost 2 weeks now. I've also noticed my anger and depression has changed for the better. My memory's getting a lot clearer, as well as my migraines have been a lot less frequent and a lot less painful. I'm still having some residual effects of the migraines, but nowhere near as bad as I was.
I wanted to get more treatments. I wanted to feel better, so Robert found Ryan and Eddie, the Rocky Mountain Hyperbaric Institute, for me, and they gave me 40 dives, and while I was down there, I was able to come off all my meds along with my doctor's help, and I am still off all of my meds, which feels amazing. I no longer have to live on the couch every day. I mean, I still get headaches, but they're, in comparison to what I had before, it's just day and night.
Easily, one of the things that my family has noticed would be my temperament, my mood swings, things that I didn't even realize were going on have improved. And I now look back before I started the treatment, and I realized, wow, I was in a really bad place mentally, and I didn't realize how bad it was until, you know, I'd gone through about a month of treatment. I looked back and I thought, man, last month I was irritable all the time. And
Elizabeth told me a little bit about, she was kind of apprehensive about you at first until she started understanding.
After studying for hours and hours and hours, he went from taking the test and turning it blank to having over 100% in one of his classes.
Outstanding.
And getting hundreds and A's in his tests.
Yeah.
So that by itself is a tangible result from the hyperbaric oxygen therapy.